Welcome back to episode 2 of my project series. After a peaceful sleep last night, our bodies are recharged and ready for another full day of adventure, an 8-hour hike to Paturi Meadow. This trek will bring us closer to Mandani Valley, where we will meet two pulsy shepherd groups who live seasonally in this remote but stunning landscape. Tonight, we will set up camp at Paturi Meadow, around 3,400 meters, which means we will get our first taste of high altitude camping. Let's set off to uncover the hidden beauty of the Mandani Valley. We started with a cheerful goodbye to my little calf friend, who I swear looked disappointed to see us leave. Then, with the spirit of mountains guiding us, we hit the trail towards Paturi. The initial part of our trek took us through mountain broad-leaved evergreen forest at around 2,200 meters, where tall Moru oaks dominate the landscape. The air here feels different, cooler, thick, with earthly scent of decomposing leaves. Beneath oaks, the underground is dense with the ringal bamboo, which is a valuable resource for the local people who use it for crafting baskets, mats, and many other things. Beyond this utility, the bamboo helps shield the forest floor from erosion and provides a protective canopy that filters ultraviolet light almost like a living umbrella over the forest. As we walked, Kalam shared a bit of forest history. He pointed out plant kapasi, explaining that in earlier days it was used to start fires. People would dry out the plant, keep it in their pocket with a piece of iron and a rock, and then strike them to create a spark, an ancient and eco friendly version of lighter. It's fascinating to learn about how people adapted to nature, finding a ways to survive and thrive even in the remote areas. After that beautiful forest walk, we emerge into a small open meadow known as Sanera. This isn't an alpine meadow. Sanera is a small grass patch within the dense forest, providing an ideal grazing spot for a handful of livestock. Here, a few families live seasonally with their cow, buffalo, sheep, and goats, taking advantage of the meadow's ample grass. Unlike the wide alpine meadows that can sustain large herds, this closed space is perfect for small groups of mixed livestock, allowing them to graze peacefully in the shelter of the surrounding forest. The shepherds were grazing their goats and sheep, and we were lucky enough to catch one shepherd in the middle of forest making woolen thread by hand. This process surely requires immense skill and patience. Watching him spin thread from raw wool was like witnessing a piece of living history. We took a break here to soak up the view and learn a bit about the craft, and I was left with a newfound appreciation for every cozy woolen clothes made by local people. After saying goodbye, we continued onwards towards Paturi. By now, we had reached around 3000 meters, and I noticed a shift in the forest composition. Kursu oaks had replaced the Moru oaks from earlier. Kursu oaks stand tall and proud, stretching towards the sky as if making our entry into higher altitudes. And just when I thought the day couldn't get better, we spotted a Himalayan langur troop. They appeared in the canopy above. A quick hiking tip for everyone exploring these valleys: when you see langurs, wait quietly for a few minutes. These monkeys are not used to frequent human encounters here, so waiting helps them to feel comfortable. Also, don't throw stones or shout at them, as it can make them anxious and lead to a risky branch jumping above you. Right now it's acorn season, so the langurs are feeding on Moru oak acorns, which provide a crucial food source in summer. During winter, food options are scarce up here, so they spend hours feeding on acorns, which is the only fruit around at this elevation. It was hard to tear myself away from watching the langurs. They are endlessly fascinating, but we must move on. I have worked in these forests for over a decade, but there is one thing I can never get used to: the leeches. Not my favorite companions. As we took a break, I also took this moment to teach Kalam how to use the GPS. Watching him navigate this little device was pretty entertaining. It was almost like introducing him to a foreign language, but he was definitely getting the hang of it. Further along, we stumbled upon a beautiful cave called Kandra Gufa. When local people journey through the forest, they often look for caves like this one as a safe spots for an overnight stay. This particular cave was perfect, a spacious, but with the Paturi still a good distance ahead, we kept moving, unwillingly leaving behind that could have been a cozy campsite. Finally, we have made it to Paturi at 3400 meters, right at the tree line. Beyond this point, it's all high altitude alpine meadows. The air felt crisp and the views stretched out endlessly, with the peaks looming above like silent guardians. We set up our tents and, with the rain clouds gathering, quickly started preparing dinner. My team is so resourceful, they made roti without a roller and a pan, instead using the vessel lid as a pan and their hands for rolling. I will be honest, I can't make such perfect round rotis even with all the right tools. With an even more challenging track ahead tomorrow, we are having an early dinner and heading to bed. The camp was peaceful, and as I lay in my tent, I could feel the pulse of the mountains surrounding us. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Stay tuned for the next one, where we will wake up to explore the breathtaking alpine meadows of Mandani Valley.